All right, we're about to journey to a place that holds some of the deepest secrets to the very dawn of civilization. I'm talking about one of archaeology's most fascinating sites, a place with a story that is just, well, it's truly epic. So let's get right into it.
So picture this. You're in the fertile plains of Turkey, not far from the ancient Euphrates River. And there, you see this massive mound. It's called Arslantepe, which means Lion Hill. Pretty cool, right? But here's the thing. This isn't just any old hill. Nope. It's basically a time capsule holding thousands of years of history just waiting right under the surface.
And when I say thousands of years, I mean it. Get this. This one single mound contains an incredible 6,000 years of civilization. Can you even wrap your head around that? It's like entire cities and cultures are just stacked, one right on top of the other, just like pages in some giant ancient history book.
Okay, so where do we even begin with a story this long? Let's start by rewinding the clock, way back. We're going to its golden age, in the 4th millennium BCE, because that's when we uncover one of its most important secrets, the birth of one of the world's very first states.
See, back then, Arslantepe wasn't just some village. No, it was a totally revolutionary center of power. And over the centuries, you can literally watch it happen. You see a grand palace complex rise up, a really complex bureaucracy gets established, and then finally, a fully centralized state takes complete control. This was, without a doubt, the dawn of a whole new era.
And the evidence for all this? It's just undeniable. Archaeologists dug up Anatolia's very first known palace right here. But that's not all. They also found thousands of clay seals. Now, you might be thinking, clay seals, so what? Well, they were used to track goods, kind of like ancient barcodes. And that's a huge deal. It tells us that a powerful ruling class had popped up. And they weren't just in charge of religion. They controlled the whole shebang, the entire economy.
But, as archaeologists kept digging deeper, they started to realize that this new, sophisticated form of power, well, it had a really, really dark side.
They found a royal tomb dating back to around 2900 BCE. And what they found inside revealed a chilling truth about the rituals of the elites. It seems the king wasn't meant to travel into the afterlife alone. So the king was buried with all these priceless treasures, as you might expect, but that wasn't even the most shocking part, not by a long shot. Archaeologists found clear evidence of a horrifying ritual we now call a royal sacrificial burial. Because lying right there directly on top of the tomb's lid were the bodies of 4 young people. They had been sacrificed, put to death for one reason, to serve and accompany their king into the great beyond. Just wow.
So you have this powerful, complex, even brutal civilization that honestly seemed unstoppable. And then, just like that, one fateful night, the entire era came to a sudden, catastrophic end. A massive, devastating fire just ripped through Arslantepe. Was it an attack? An accident? Honestly, we still don't know for sure. But what we do know is that the flames completely consumed that magnificent mud brick palace, the absolute heart of their power.
And this wasn't just about a building burning down. No, this fire ended an entire era. It marked the total collapse of that centralized system they had built, and in the power vacuum left behind, new semi-nomadic cultures swept in from the east, and pretty much everything changed overnight.
But here's where the story gets even more incredible. You'd think that would be the end, right? A pile of ashes. But no. The story of Arslantepe didn't end there. Centuries later, it rose again, reborn as something completely new and just as powerful. This transformation just perfectly illustrates the site's resilience, doesn't it? So, gone was the old administrative center with its clay seals and mud brick palaces, and in its place, a fortified royal city rose up, this time defined by huge, monumental stone gates and really imposing statues.
Arslantepe had a second golden age. It became the capital of a new kingdom, Melid, which was a successor to the legendary Hittites. And they made sure everyone knew about their power. They built those formidable stone lions guarding the gates, remember, Lion Hill, and put up massive statues of their kings, like Tarhunza.
So, fast forward to today. After this long, dramatic story of rising, falling, and then rising again, Arslantepe has finally gotten the global recognition it deserves. It's now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is a huge deal. It's celebrated for its totally unique story and what it teaches us about our own history.
That mound, which stands about 30 meters high, that's like a 10-story building, is a literal physical record of all that history. But you know what the most exciting part is? There are still so many cultural layers, so many secrets still buried down there, just waiting for us to find them. You know, the silent history of Arslantepe is such a powerful reminder of how civilizations can rise and fall and completely transform themselves. It really makes you think, doesn't it? If one single hill can hold 6,000 years of history, what incredible stories might be buried right beneath our own feet right now?